you know, before we go into this hot topic, based on the story that was taken yesterday, before we go, Nima wasn't here. She was traveling all the way from Edo State, and I wasn't on the show as well. So concerning the Wike story, we would like to hear Nima's opinion on it, and I'll see if I can add a few words as well.
It's not good, but it's
yes.
okay. So I have opinion on it as a lawyer. I was wondering what the Minister of the FCT, as a lawyer, far senior at the bar, was doing enforcing land grabbing issues personally. Ordinarily, as lawyers, these are matters of the courts. When the court order is finally given, I did not hear whether one was given as regards this land's repossession. It will be handled by the bailiffs. I had a property of a very well-known somebody of us here. I spent almost 700,000 in the initial enforcement of that court order, and another 400,000 before I, discarded that particular enforcement to the owner because of some unresolvable conflict. And I know how much we spent, trying to get a court order enforced, because you have to get the entire system, the police informed, the bailiffs will, get the court CTC of the judgment, go there, arrange an enforcement of a repossession before they get on site. So I know that the FCT minister is not the one who should personally take over the work of court bailiffs. If this was not, done through the courts, I don't see why. I faulted, because I saw the video from TVC News where he personally arrived at the venue and there was a caterpillar in the same venue. As in, you come and enforce by yourself. That is completely wrong. I also think that it is wrong, no matter who you are, to talk at the veterans who give their lives daily for this country. Do you know what it is to be in the military? It means that 1 minute you are kissing your wife, hugging your children, and the next minute you can be sent and you will never return. That sort of sacrifice should not be talked down at, no matter how. No matter how the military officer, no matter the position of the military officer, except it is somebody superior to him in the ranks within the military. That's when it should be allowed. No civilian should see a military officer who knows that the person in that uniform, the moment he's standing, pays the price of life for him to talk down at him. It shouldn't be allowed, and I agree completely with all the ex-generals and ex-military officers who we took this morning in the Punch on their stand. I also think that it should be investigated, because now we are blurring the lines between civil matters and criminal matters.
Okay.
A military officer, we see it all the time, where they will use Navy officers to go and protect land. It does happen in Lagos, although I enjoyed the one that they beat the Omonile silly, because those Omonile were a problem. But then, it shouldn't be the job of military officers who should be manning the territorial space and waters and land space of this country to be at a civil matter protecting land for whether it is an ex-military officer's property or a civilian's property. We should not be demeaning our military officers to that anymore. Those are civil matters handled locally within the territories of our country by the police. Look at that fine young military man. So they protect land because of what? But then you can't fault him. He doesn't take orders from anybody. The only civilian who has the authority to give orders to any military officer is the president. Every other orders come from the chief of army staff down the ranks all the way to whatever rank that man was holding. And so the FCT minister should have just made a call. Maybe to his principal, the president, or to the chief of army staff if he has any authority to do that. Or maybe as ESCO members, call them, let them know that somebody under their establishment is confronting your office. Let it be handled, and I don't think it should even be those calls. If you want to repossess a land, you repossess it, lock it. When the person continues to build, the repossession order remains, you get to court, you do it through the court. And the FCT minister has been the one sponsoring hostels in the law schools, sponsoring cars for judicial officers, as a legal officer himself, his wife a legal officer of the bench. He shouldn't. So we don't have a respect rule of land, so we blow a lot of lines. A lot of us now that are lawyers, we are confused as to what is the real rule, what is the operating rule or ground, the Nigerian way of doing it, and it continues to confuse as time goes. So these are opportunities where you set things right. you do things by the books and how you should go, so that children don't grow up thinking there are no rules. You can do it anyhow. Where you talk to a military officer, I can see a military officer and say, you're a fool and all of that at a site. Those are completely wrong examples.
Let me give my own 2 cents. So, looking at that video, like many people, I thought that the military officer conducted himself well. I feel that without being rude to the minister, he was able to also maintain his dignity. I think with the military, a lot of people don't understand that there's also a chain of command. Standing there before the minister, he also had his subordinates with him. It is important, even as an officer, that he maintains his respect, and his subordinates see that he does that. And I'm happy that it did not degenerate into guns being, or something even worse. The minister is known for that sort of behavior. And some of us have actually praised that behavior because he has used that behavior to get things going, And it just so happens for him in this case that, there's something about power dynamics. Whether we like it or not, there's a way that the masses behave when they feel like you are the bigger or more powerful person. And then you come in contact with someone who's not as big as you. There's the human need to take the side of the underdog. So Wike came as the FCT minister with all his power, and for them, they saw the underdog, being the military, standing up for it. Human beings will love that. It reminded me of something that happened in secondary school when an SS3 student came to talk to an SS1 student. Everybody, and then the SS1 student stood up to that SS3. It did not matter if the SS3 was right. The fact is, yes, finally. Here we are, finally, we have given it to them. So that reaction is what we're also seeing. It's not just the fact that he spoke to him anyhow. It's the fact that it was Wike versus someone who would be seen to be less than. Imagine many times that we have called out the military for when we thought they were the bigger, more powerful body in relation to someone who was not as big. We have called out the military many times here. The military think they're so heavy-handed. Who do they think they are? So that was what I think just played out. The reason why the minister was there, was it right? Did he have to be there? Maybe, I don't know. I've heard lawyers. Honestly, lawyers even have decided. Some of them say he was right to be there. Some say he wasn't right to be there. I'm not even sure what is right. But in the way that they conducted themselves on the day, I think the minister, unfortunately, fell into a trap that he created for himself, by doing that. So going forward, politicians especially, you need to understand that when you speak with the military, you are not their direct they have a chain of command and you're not their direct boss. If you need to discuss with them, talk to their boss. One final example, when our governor tried to stop some people driving across, I think on a new road, on a one-way. There was a military officer that, he stopped. The way he responded to the governor, we were not happy. We were like, who does he think he is? And the governor said, don't worry, I will talk to your superior. He understood that there was someone that would deal with him. It was not his place to deal with him. Yes. So thank you, Nima and I, for giving our own opinion on yesterday's conversation. We will go on a short break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the hot topic that I've introduced about the man who had been previously accused by his wife of defiling his children. And now we have heard that the wife has confessed that this was something she did out of, retaliation or something. When we come back on the break, we'll deeply look at this. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.